Designer, do you know the three subskills of creativity? It's what we're going to be focusing on this semester on our Tuesday, Wednesday activities, like this one. This week is short since we don't have a Sunday, so this is a Wednesday, Thursday activity, but normally this will be a Tuesday, Wednesday, and they will focus on those three subskills, and we'll rotate through to practice the skills. I think just practicing is helpful, but knowing what you're practicing and why can actually make it more powerful for you. So let's review those three subskills. They are getting started, looking at things from new perspectives, and making connections between disparate things. That is, things that are very different from one another. For the getting started, one of the key skills of creativity is just to get started. Do not let yourself sit in front of a blank sheet or on a blank screen or with a blank recording and pause and ponder and worry and whatever. Just get started. For example, if I asked you, what if school started at 11 a.m.? Possibly your brain started thinking about that just then, and you may have had an initial reaction of, well, that would be awesome. What then? What's next? What else would you think about there? Keep going once you get started. Let yourself have a thought and then get that out in some way. Whatever creativity you are working on, whether that's writing, recording, sketching, creating an animation, creating a video, whatever it is, get that movement started and it will become easier to keep going. That is one core subskill of creativity. A second one is looking at things from new perspectives. For example, let's take a look at this anamorphic bench that a designer created. Now, this is not a photography trick. These two people in this picture are standing and sitting at the same place at the same time, and the photographer is standing a bit away from them, looking at this picture. How can we have a human that small and one that large going on? Well, if you change the perspective and look at it from a different direction, maybe you already think you know the answer to this one, especially if you know much about how they filmed The Lord of the Rings. Here's a look at that bench from the side. So where the guy in the red shirt is sitting is where she was sitting where he was standing originally in the other picture. And down at the other end is where she in the black shirt was sitting to create that second picture. It's a little more interesting when you look at the same sort of thing and you see the shadows from the legs. That kind of gives away the secret that this is not exactly what it looks like. Looking at things from new perspectives can help you really see completely different things that you might already be familiar with or that you might think you know or understand. Trying to see it from a different perspective can really help open your creativity. And then the last skill is making connections between disparate things. There's a lovely website called Random Lists, and it'll give you a list of random things. And if I asked you to make a connection between them, how many connections can you create? For example, if I said a spoon and a needle, what can you come up with that connects those two things? How are they alike? Or how are they used similarly? So you might come up with they're both metal. You might come up with they both start with S, if you think of it as a spoon and a sewing needle. You might think of they're both used to move things around, and it's what they the shape that they don't have that allows the movement. The hollow of the spoon, the eye of the needle. It's the space that's missing that allows that movement. You can get all kinds of interesting connections going in your head and then wonder what else is there that it's what's not there that makes that thing work. So these three skills, getting started, making connections, and seeing new perspectives, will be the focus of our work on Tuesdays and Wednesdays this semester.